Hi. So I want to answer a question which almost everybody working in any sort of service-based company has in their mind. How do I move into a product-based company? Right? Either you are already working there or you have an offer and you have some time before you join. But the real dream, the real aim is that I want to go to a product-based company. So one thing that I want to tell you that you're doing absolutely fine, right? Like, congratulations, you have an amazing job. You are working somewhere. That is absolutely great. At least you are learning something and you are moving in the right direction. And now it's absolutely fine for you to sort of think that I want to move to a different type of company where potentially I'll learn more, right? First of all, I would want you to do this sort of a little bit of exploration and figure out why does people want to move to product-based companies. I know you want to do it very likely just because everybody around you is saying that product-based companies are better than service-based companies, right? So I would expect, like, I would recommend you to do a little bit of exploration around why does moving to a product-based company is a good idea. I'm not saying it's not a good idea; it's a very good idea. Now let's quickly talk about how will you make that switch, right? How can you move? Like, what do you need to do to get into a product-based company, right? So first of all product-based companies can be sort of divided into two type of companies: large product-based companies, large MNCs, and startups. Why I'm making this distinction is because they tend to hire a little differently. Their hiring process is a little different. The large product-based companies tend to focus on majorly on your DSA skills, your data structure algorithm skills. They do not go to the level of competitive programming. They tend to stick to the level of data structure algorithm, what you will learn as part of a data structure algorithms, sort of like what data structure you will be covering, right? Like binary trees, like hash maps, graphs, dynamic programming as well, right? Like, so these are sort of things that you will have to take care of: arrays, strings, recursion, before you sort of think of applying to product-based companies. They will focus on, but they don't tend to go into more advanced algorithms, more advanced data structures, right? Like segment trees, red black trees. These are all sort of things that they will actually tend to focus on your interviews. Unless you mention in your resume that you're really good in competitive programming, then they will tend to ask you about that, right? So otherwise, they tend to focus on more on DSA. Then why do a lot of people say that do competitive programming? So one reason is if you do this harder stuff, the assumption is that you will get better at the easier stuff as well, right? Which is sort of true. You get that mindset, you become better at problem solving, you are very fast at thinking of time complexity, space, all that really does help, right? So no denying that. But if you are really good in DSA, that is what is needed. Whether you do CP to become really good in DSA or you do just practice so much in DSA that you become really good in that, that doesn't matter. As long as you're really good in DSA, that is good. Along with that, it really helps if you have some good projects. Now I'll talk about projects a little more when I talk about the second set of companies. Startups are far more open in terms of the kind of people they want to hire, irrespective of your background. The only thing that they need is you have the right skill set. And the skill set that they require, they do test you on a little bit of DSA, but they tend to focus a lot more on your development skills. So what I'm saying is, there are two parts, right? DSA and development skills. These are two things which are extremely important. Large product-based companies focus a lot more on DSA, a little bit on projects. Startups tend to focus a little bit on DSA, a lot more on your development skills, on your projects. That means we should learn both of these things. We should try to build our skill set in both of these because that will help us at both the places. So if you would ask me, if you're already working somewhere or you have a decent job already, my recommendation to you would be, rather than investing once in CP, right? Like, just keep that on the side, right? Like, spend some time on that so that your DSA keep getting better and better, but spend a lot more time doing development. That is going to help you build those projects. That's going to help you build that skill set. That's going to open up all these companies for you where you can apply and get a good job. So start with DSA, get really good at that. Start CP a little bit. and then keep spending like 5 to 10 hours a week on that, right? But majority of your time should go into development post doing BSc. That's going to help you build projects. That's going to give you that right confidence, that right skill set. That will open up maximum number of companies where you can apply. Right? So good luck for your preparation. Thank you so much.
For new programming updates and videos, subscribe to Coding Ninjas channel.